Pete gave me these shelves the other week. And I thought, they're too good to burn. I can use them for something. So following on from that kitchen conversion I did over here, I'm thinking about what I can do over here. So let's see how we get on, shall we? Wonder if I can take that unit out. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Well, that's the doors off, everything emptied, and the screws taken out, connecting the units together. So let's hope I can just lift this unit straight out. Fingers crossed. Now that's interesting. I wonder if that's going to be too good to burn. So here we are. I've got the carcass out, and this is where it starts getting interesting, isn't it? What's behind your cupboards? White paint, blue paint, pink paint. I think we can see where different units of different kitchens have been added here. In fact, behind there, look, behind this cupboard, you can see the tiles. So my first job is going to be to tile the whole back of that wall up to that unit there. And if this goes well and it looks good, I might even sort of think about taking those cupboards out there and trying to make them a little bit more different. So I had an old wine rack and I've taken it apart and reassembled it. And I think that fits in quite nicely now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bottles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 8 bottles of wine will go nicely there, because these two shelves that our Pete gave me, I'm not convinced that's quite right. I can make the two lots of shelves the same height, keep that off the floor. I think that's the right thing to do, and make it so that they go equally across the back. That would work, but that means really I could do with adding one more shelf, either all the way across or even just at the back. So I might have to go and have a look in my too good to burn pile and see what I can find. Anyway, this is just first thoughts. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And certainly go and get some tiles. I think tonight the main aim will be to tile the back there, keep it clean and keep it all the same. Every day's a bonus. Well, I think this is the plan I've got. I've changed those shelves now so they're all the same height all the way across. And I've got one shelf left. So what I'm going to do with some of this 2x2 is make a frame 8 inches up by halfway between the top shelf and the gap, and just put that back shelf in there. I'm going to leave that wine rack down the side. I was going to do the tiling tonight, but no, I think I'll go and have a glass of wine, because I've noticed there's a bottle of wine in that rack there that looks lonesome, so I best open it and make sure it's all right. But let's come back tomorrow and see how we've gone, particularly with the tiles on. That'll make a massive difference. Every day's a bonus. That's coming together. There's a bit of flooring our Pete gave me the other week. That fits in there, lovely. Going to keep that clean, isn't it? Got a bit of skirting board there. Yeah, it wants a bit of filler and a lick of paint. And I put a bit of board there on the right hand side, because I'm going to tile this end like I did the tiling of the end before. And you can see there where the tile comes down. So I need something to actually fasten that to. I'll put a clip on the back of that just to hold it back. Next stage, get some tiles out and get this show on the road. Every day's a bonus. It'll be nice when it's done. And that's how the frame's going to be. Just to lift that back shelf up 20 centimetres. We've got plenty of pots and stuff in there now, won't we? Every day's a bonus. So the question is, have I got enough tiles? We're stacked there. Same again at the back. Loads of boxes there. It's about 200. How many do I need? 20. Oh, let's just get 20 out. Every day's a bonus. Well, I've got some tiles on the wall, which is more than I expected to get done today. I'm going to call it a day. It's what, 20 past 6. I don't want to do too much. So I'll finish that off tomorrow. They were just starting to slide and slip a bit, and I can't get to behind that unit to control them properly. So catch you in the morning, guys. Every day's a bonus. It's Monday morning. I've finished that back tiling there now. I'm really pleased with the way that's gone on. I mean, nobody will be able to see this, but it'll be at the back of the shelves. But I know it's there, and I know it's going to be clean and easy to keep clean. So I'm going to tile this end here now. But I need to let that dry before I start getting anywhere near it. So I'm going to cut the tiles down this side here, and then I'm going to finish putting this structure together. Good start to the day. Happy Monday. Well, that's all the tiles cut for the next step, which is going to be tiling the side of this unit here. Just need to go and get some trim out of the shed, so I can put that down that edge like that. And I've had to take a step out, of course, which I've catered for with the tiles. Let's crack on. Every day's a bonus. This often happens when you're doing things on a budget or for no cost. I'd got some of this left over from a job which I did at our Pete's, and I thought I got enough just to sort of come down there on the edge of these tiles and sort the job out, but I haven't. That's all I've got left. I've got 3 bits, which isn't enough to go down there. But what I have got is a bit of stainless steel trim, which came out of a skip, believe it or not. So I'm going to cut that down and use that on the edge of there instead. Every day is a bonus. Well, I'm quite pleased with the way that's gone on. Admittedly, this unit is a pretty new unit from when we had the cooker and hob in, but those tiles have gone on beautifully, and that stainless steel trim has set it off a treat. So all I've got to do now is let that go off, let it set overnight, and then I can grout it all. But again, that was straight. What you've got to remember here, there used to be a doorway here, which we found when we were doing some decorating. So I got my brother to take the blocks and the bricks out, and we put a window in there, which lets a lot more light into the kitchen, but also means we can see through into the garden from here. Very good for when the kids were younger, we could see them playing. In the garden, that was, and our kids. Gosh, you've got to be so careful what you say, haven't you? So that wall was all higgledy-piggledy, and you can still see that the tiles are slightly out. Well, not exactly. I've over-exaggerated that, but you know what I mean. It's an old house. So I've got to let all that go off. I'll then paint the skirting board and fasten that extra bit of skirting board there and fill that bit of other skirting board there to make it decent. So let's crack on and finish making these units ready to go in. And because I've put some nice flooring down here, it means I've had to take one layer of the wine rack off. So I'm going to put some blocks on it just to lift it up so that the last bottle of wine there won't be touching the floor. There we go. Onwards and upwards. Every day's a bonus. I've gone back to plan B with the wine rack. I actually took 1/2 inch off the dowels on the bottom one, so I could put a small bottle at the bottom. And it'll just fit nice and snug there. Look, there's a good 1/2 inch to spare, which is fine. And the main reason for that is by putting these tiles on the edge of here, that's 10 mil or a centimetre, 10 millimetre or a centimetre wider than originally planned. So if I'd put those bases there, I wouldn't have got them in. Anyway, I've added the top shelf, and I can now lift that up Oh, that top shelf, over-engineered, but it's too good to burn wood. It's too good to burn, it cost me nothing. This is some wood that I picked up from IKEA, believe it or not. So that's all fixed, all stable. All I've got to do now is wait for the tile adhesive to go off overnight, give that all a grout, give it all a polish, give it all a clean up, sort the skirting board out, and then slide that in place and get all these pots, which are all around the kitchen, back in there. Looking forward to that. Another project nearly done. Wonder what else I'll do tomorrow after I finish the grouting. Every day's a bonus. Well, that's all the spacers out, and I'm now starting to grout. And I think you'll agree, a grout makes all the difference to tiling. So, got lots to do. It's 6:10, so let's crack on. I've also taken that extra bit of skirting board out there that I put in, just to make it easier, because I'm going to stick that together and I'm going to paint it as I'm going to paint the whole of that old skirting board as well. Let's crack on. Everything's a bonus. Well, that's looking better. That's the back all grouted, isn't it? Need to let that dry a bit, then I'll polish the tiles off. Just got this side here. There's only 3, 6, 9 in 3 bits. Let's crack on with it. 7 o'clock. Don't want to be much longer. Every day's a bonus. That's 7:30, and that's the grouting done. I'm going to let that dry and give it a good polish in the morning. In the meantime, this is the floor that I've laid. I'm just going to pull that back out, get that skirting board painted, and get a first coat on this skirting board here, which will need obviously a couple of layers. But let's crack on with that, and then I can relax. Yeah, pleased with that. And there's my frame to go in. But more of that tomorrow. Every day's a bonus. Well, that's the skirting board in place and first coat of paint. That's the problem with this fake Dulux paint, quick dry satin wood, water based. It doesn't cover very well, but if I give that another coat in the morning, it'll look different again. So I'm chuffed with that. So let's wait till the morning, and then we'll put all this together. Get this kitchen back together as well. Every day's a bonus. I woke up about 2:30. I thought, oh, nip downstairs and give this another coat. So it's had another coat, but it still wants a third coat. I'm quite disappointed, so I'll give that a third coat shortly. Every day's a bonus. Well, that's the tiles all cleaned down, wiped down, polished. You can see them shining now. Really, really pleased with that. So even though I gave that skirting board another coat at 2:30 this morning, it still needs a third coat. So I'm going to give that a third coat now. And then while that's drying, I can start putting things back together. Every day's a bonus. Yeah, really pleased with those tiles. They look good, even if I say so myself. Well, that's better. That skirting board's now had another coat. It's all polished. And the new floor which I've put in is all pushed back up to the skirting board. So I can now get all my tackle away and start putting the new frame and everything in. Every day's a bonus. Well, that's my bit of the job done. So double cupboard out. Tiled at the back, tiled at the side. Shelves constructed. Wine rack constructed. Ready for putting everything back in there. Quite pleased with that. Every day's a bonus. So as I've got a new wine rack, it'd be rude not to fill it, wouldn't it? Well, here's a handy tip for you. Went to Morrison's yesterday at Meadowhead at Sheffield, and they'd got the wine on offer 6 bottles. Buy 6 bottles and get 25% off. But they'd also got other offers on as well with the wine. So rather than go and get the cheap wine and get £6 bottle of wine for £4.50, why not splash out So they got the Relais de Roy with £11 off. So that's £5.50 a bottle off. That's this one here. And then I got 25% off as well. So that was £13 a bottle. But then instead of, what did I say? £18.50 a bottle, and then I got 25% off. And the same goes for the other ones. Got a little bit more expensive wine, but also some of those have got offers on £1.50 off, £1.50 off. So total saving there on the wine of just under £30. Now that's worth having, isn't it? Let's get them in there. Every day's a bonus. Ta-da! Wine rack looks nice. And there you go. With everything back in there. Wine looks nice. Might have a bottle tomorrow. Or the next day. All fits lovely, all accessible. But should we put a curtain on there, like we did this side? Or just leave it as it is? Let me know in the comments below.